Hey guys, just wanted to update you guys with a quick vlog style video. As you guys know, 2 months ago I uploaded my first YouTube video about walking away from my 7-figure marketing agency. Not because I was failing, but because it was a profitable business and it still didn't matter. In the last 2 months, I uploaded 62 pieces of content, 5 long forms and 57 short forms. And I gained 16 subscribers. And I want to thank you for subscribing, it means a lot. One of you reached out to me too. If you're watching this, thank you for reaching out to me. I am glad that what I'm saying is resonating with some of you. And I want to share some lessons and realizations with you. And of course, we will dive into how much I've made from all of this. So first things first, if you notice, my previous video looked a bit different. It's more edited because I want to test out different styles. It's also like a more structured educational video. So do let me know if you guys like this style or if you prefer the vlog freestyle kind of videos, or maybe both. Actually, after I put out the previous video, I had a vulnerability hangover, right? I don't know why, for some weird reason. I find it easier to talk about my struggles than my successes. So I am still learning where my boundaries are when it comes to content creation. And I think this is something you only learn by putting yourself out there, right? So that's the first lesson. And then the second lesson is not really a lesson, but rather a thought process, which is figuring out my personal brand voice. So if you remember from my first video, I talked about talking about anything I wanted to talk about. I don't want to niche down because I want to let my interests guide me. And it is harder than I thought. Because when you have so many different interests, you don't know which audience to speak to, because each type of audience would resonate with different things. But through this process, I think I'm getting closer to which content pillars I'm leaning more towards. So number one is I still love talking about business and money. I mean, I was a marketing agency owner, right? So I was thinking under the business and money category, should I create content around teaching people how to start a lifestyle agency / business? Or should I teach existing business owners how to scale a lifestyle business to 100K per month, because I have done it myself? So that's the business and money piece. And then at the same time, which is kind of contradictory, which is I love talking about philosophy, spirituality, and the emotional aspects of building a business and a life well lived. So, and you know, like these two topics, they tend to clash with each other. Business people will just talk about business, and then the like philosophy, spirituality people will just talk about that topic. And I would love to combine these two together because I'm so passionate about both of them. Why? Because my biggest unlocks in life satisfaction came from my emotional and spiritual growth, not my financial growth. Yes, I mean, of course, having more money made my life quality better, but it is nothing compared to my emotional and spiritual growth. And take this from someone who values logic and rationality. Trust me when I say I was the guy who hated anything that is woo-woo or too emotional, too sentimental. Like when I hear things like that, I would just like zone out. So I have lived through this. And I wish more men would understand this, because most guys would over-focus on wealth building, self-optimization, and we would try every optimization hack we could think of other than looking inward, right? And moving on to the third realization, this is interesting. So, you know, if you remember from my first video, I shared about the reasons I walked away from my marketing agency. You know how sometimes when you thought you learned a lesson, but when you sit on that lesson for a longer period of time, where you had time for more reflection and introspection, you kind of learn something deeper. And this lesson was that for me, which is, let me tell you a quick story. I was watching Alex Hormozi's $100 million money models live launch, and I almost bought his offer. I believe it was a 5 to 6K offer, but I didn't. It wasn't because of the price or anything. Like I would buy Alex's stuff in a heartbeat because he changed the way I look at business, right? So it wasn't a price tag issue. It was because I realized I didn't lack strategy. I knew exactly what I needed to do to grow my agency. And I knew I needed to create content if I want to grow the business, but I just didn't want to. Like, I knew content creation is a long game, and I knew I wouldn't last if I had to create content around sending cold emails, right? Because that was my previous business. It was an outbound agency. And that was the main reason. That was why I pivoted. It was because I knew exactly what I needed to do to grow the business, but it still didn't matter, right? So the lesson is this: before you invest in another business coaching program, ask yourself, are you actually missing a strategy? Or you already knew what you exactly needed to do to grow, but you're still not doing it, no matter how hard you try to motivate yourself? So if you identify with the former, then yes, it is a strategy problem. You definitely need to fix it. But if you identify with the latter, then it is likely an alignment problem, right? Like, don't waste money on another business coaching program. You need more inner clarity. Or maybe it's a mixture of both. So if you're a business owner or executive facing a similar challenge, I would love to hear from you. I don't have anything to offer right now, but at least we can still connect and maybe bounce off some ideas and get to know each other. Lastly, if you're a business owner, you definitely need to start creating content right now. And this might be a topic for another video, but even billionaires are creating content, right? Think about Chamath. I don't know how to pronounce his second name. I'll just put a picture of him. There's also Robert Herjavec from Shark Tank. So your personal brand is your business card. Not having one is as good as not having a website or a business card.